Hello everyone, I'm John with JP Strategic Investments and welcome to our weekly investor update. If you're new to this channel, this is kind of where we break down everything that happened in the prior week in the market, especially in relation to our stocks, and then we look at the week that's coming up and we talk about things that we're going to be looking at and any trades we might be making. So this week we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the court case ruling with Uber. We're going to touch on Southwest's earnings really quickly, and then of course we're going to talk about Tesla's earnings and what we thought of those, our thoughts on FSD beta, and then get into next week with a jam-packed earnings week coming up, along with some stimulus package hopes and things like that. So let's get right into it. So first of all, just really quickly, with Southwest earnings, they did do a little bit better than expected, and the stock has gone up. So as we said before, if that were to happen, and it did happen, we're just gonna kind of stick with our current options position. We have a very small diagonal spread position there around the $40 call and $50 call, and that doesn't expire until mid to late next year. So we're just gonna kind of keep that for right now. As far as Uber and the recent court case ruling, it's something that we pretty much expected. Now, again, these companies, both Uber and Lyft, do have 10 days to appeal this ruling. So pretty much it's just going to come down to the proposition on the ballot. So Proposition 22, for those of you that don't live in California and don't know about this, Proposition 22 would basically exempt Uber and Lyft from the gig economy laws where California is trying to make them classify their drivers as employees. So if Prop 22 passes, which in our opinion most likely it will, then Uber and Lyft are going to have a huge win there and are going to be able to basically continue operations as they are currently in California and probably most other states. If Prop 22 doesn't pass, then Uber and Lyft's business models could be in trouble and we could see some pretty big drops in the stock there. So again, with that one, we did reduce our position prior and we do have some options in that one as well. We'll probably just hold and see what happens with the upcoming proposition. So now, Tesla's earnings. In our opinion, Tesla crushed third quarter earnings, and we did a full analysis of this on our website. We'll post the link to the article in the description below so you guys can check that out. But in this video, I wanted to go over two main things that really jumped out at us for this quarter's earnings. First, they were profitable without the regulatory credits. So if you exclude Elon's stock-based compensation, Tesla was profitable without the help of regulatory credits, and they were actually pretty significantly profitable. And so this could be a huge thing because that was one of the main things that was thought to be keeping Tesla out of the S&P 500. The other main thing that jumped out at us this quarter was the production numbers that Tesla was implying for next year. Now, on their earnings, they put up a chart where they showed the installed annual capacity for each of their factories. So we can see here Fremont installed capacity for S and X is 90,000, for Model 3 and Model Y is 500,000, and Model 3 in Shanghai currently is 250,000. So that means that just with those factories alone for those models, we're looking at about 840,000 vehicles that they could possibly deliver in 2021. Now, they also mentioned later in the report that they were expecting to start deliveries of Model Y, not only in Shanghai, but also in Giga Berlin and Giga Austin in late 2021. So we're looking at probably somewhere around 900,000 deliveries expected for 2021, which is almost a double of what they did this year, or what they're expected to do this year, I should say. So these two things are huge for Tesla, and we honestly think the stock should be much higher than it is right now. And then the other thing we got from Tesla was all of these videos of FSD beta coming out. And honestly, they look amazing. And so we actually put out 2 reviews of FSD beta. The first review was kind of right when it came out. Pretty much within an hour of the first videos coming out, we put one video out. We actually didn't know at that point that Tesla was allowing or even encouraging these drivers to post videos. So that's why we titled it as a leaked video. And then the next video we put out was more of a full review of FSD beta after we saw more of the videos, got more of the news, and we'll give you our kind of full thoughts and analysis in that video. And we'll put links to both of those videos up in the info cards here so that you guys can go watch them if you want. So that's mostly what we wanted to talk about last week. As far as this week coming up, there's a ton of stuff going on. So first of all, we obviously have stimulus talks going on, and who knows if we'll get a deal, but the stock market will be really focused on anything that comes out, any big news that are coming out about those talks. So if we do get a deal that is made, I'm sure we'll see a nice reaction to the upside in the stock market, or if there's any other bad news that comes out, we could get some to the downside. So the market will definitely be watching that very closely. So on top of that, we have a huge earnings week coming up. On Thursday just alone, we have Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, and Twitter all reporting earnings after market. So that one day alone is just going to be huge right there, especially because that pretty much is like the top 10% of the S&P 500 right there. And then we have also Pfizer and Moderna also reporting next week, which are a couple of the companies that Donald Trump has mentioned are getting close to a vaccine. So investors will be definitely watching those earnings, and you'll hear probably a lot of questions from analysts asking them how close they are to getting a vaccine there. So that will be heavily watched as well. And of course, we have the election coming up just shortly after that in the next week. So there are a lot of things that are going on that could affect the market. So it could be a pretty crazy week. So for those of you that are in our Discord server, or you've been watching the channel for any longer period of time, you know that we did already purchase some XPXS and some UVXY calls in preparation for any pre-election or late post-election volatility. So we already have those, so we're kind of mostly going to sit on the sidelines. If we see any good opportunities as far as these earnings goes in options, then we might actually make some trades. And if we do make any of those trades, we will notify you in our Discord server. So if you're interested in earnings trades or just knowing what kind of trades that we're making, you can jump in our Discord server. The invite is in the description of all of our videos. So if you're interested in that, definitely join that. But that's kind of it, and it's just gonna be a crazy week. So we'll be watching. Hopefully we get some good news about some stimulus packages and maybe some good news about coronavirus, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below or jump in that Discord server. And if you do find these videos helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel. And other than that, have a great day.